Hey guys, it is Sunday, October the 3rd, and I've got another video out of order. So we've got a walkthrough here. We're gonna take a more in-depth look at these guys' rig. Do you remember these guys from VanFest? Dave and Nikki? This one? My granddad's old van.
Yeah, man.
1975.
The first time I camped in it was in 1983. I was 6 years old, and I caught my first rainbow trout. And
Such a cool story.
Grandpa showed me how to clean it. We cooked it up on the range inside the van, and it's
And it flushes down into a pipe tank. So
Very
it's just
simple.
about a gallon pipe tank that we empty when we can. And
So in this one right here, we're going to try to take a look at some things that we missed in the first walkthrough because VanFest was very hectic. We were all tired. Honestly, we were given the same spill over and over and over. We missed a lot of cool features of this van. So that being said, here's Dave and Nikki. Hey guys,
yes, it's good, brother.
you want to show us in your home?
If you ready, we ready.
All right, well, we didn't get to see the bed last time, and that is one of the coolest features that this guy has figured out that all of you are going to want to see.
I credit Nicole at least 51% of that gig. But.
Sorry. Sorry. Let's see the bed.
welcome. This is bed mode.
Yep, bed mode. And
Okay.
so really the secret is
Zap.
the solid foam on the top and split on the bottom lines up with our piano hinge here.
So instead of doing two pieces of foam, because they always separate, and this is what I've seen in almost every rig I have ever looked in, it's two pieces of foam so that they'll fold. He's got two pieces on the bottom, one piece on the top, inside the same bed skirt.
For different positions, flat, couch, recline.
Okay.
So it's kind of a two-person job. We just flip it up and slide it back. And there we are, couch mode. And it can recline, go a little further with it. Get it out of our way, open it up a little more.
Okay, cool.
That's the gist of it.
And this portion of it's seamless, so it all stays together.
There, we did go with like a organic latex foam mattress for the top.
Firm.
Little spendy, firm but amazing. Bed is super important to us.
Really cool
We're
bed
sitting
hack.
here couch mode. You know, can kick our feet up, can chillax. We were just checking out some badass videos by this guy we know, This Week's Adventure on YouTube. I don't know if you heard of him or not. He's a pretty cool cat. But we like
Awesome.
to check out some of the latest shit from him.
Thanks for the plug, guys. Appreciate it.
We love Chris.
So we did get to see the fridge, but it didn't look like this. You've changed her up on us.
Sure to put our bro Chris up on top. We love this guy.
We're there. Let's talk about your heater right here. I can see it right away, and it's shining at me right now.
We've got the Olympia Wave 3. Pretty sweet catalytic heater. Runs off a minimal propane. And once you light it up, the pilot goes out, so there's minimal condensation. And this little 3000 BTU does great for our van. I think a bigger rig, there's larger sizes. It seems like everybody loves them. We've got nothing but good things to say about it. It's worked at every altitude, every elevation that we've tried. Humidity, dry. It's a great unit.
So that being said, most people who try propane in a rig have moisture issues. The buddy heaters, anything like that has an open flame.
Yeah.
Everything just gets wet. Your sheets will feel clammy and wet. You'll feel clammy and wet. So
Yeah.
stay away from the buddies.
Yeah.
This right
buddies,
here.
Been through a bunch of them. They just, they'll cause you to have it dripping down your walls and windows and everything. You know, I guess a plus side for us is if you have a drafty old van, that's going to kind of ventilate itself a little better.
Right.
So that in combination with a good efficient heater without a pilot light, you'll noticeable difference.
Sweet. So he made mention there. We touched base on it because honestly, the VanFest episode was completely organic. This is exactly how I met Dave and Nikki. I walked up with a camera and just said hi. And in that, we got that he is 7 years full time now. All kinds of evolution. We'll try to touch on some of that in this video on what's changed since he's been around in the industry, or the scene, whatever you want to call this nomadic thing that we're doing here. That being said, you want to tell us about your power?
Yeah, our power, what do we got? About 300 amp hours of storage underneath the bed here, and some gel cell batteries.
Okay.
They were taken from an old cell tower site and recycled. We paid $60 a piece for them, so super
Awesome.
cost efficient.
Exactly.
That's probably an option people could look at as a battery recycling facilities, and look for some old gel cell backup batteries from cell tower. They've treated us good. They're over 4 years old now.
Oh man,
Yeah,
oh man.
so for the price of one new battery, we put in 3 or 4, and just never look back. We paired it up with some kind of old school, rigid, hard, more residential style panels I used to have on a tiny home. But we've got 320 watts between 2 panels, 160 each. And about the 300 battery bank seems to work great for us.
Through a 2,000 watt inverter.
2,000 watt pure sine inverter, and we're running a dorm fridge off of AC, television off of AC. Other than those, we're going 12 volt with the Roku, the Bose speaker, the Marine fan. The head unit is powered off the solar. I backfed it from the solar. The WeBoost, the television signal amplifier, all of that stuff's running off of 12 volts, the lights. So pretty efficient system, just a couple of 120 volt draws, really the fridge and the TV.
We used an old extension cord to wire up everything.
A real
Okay.
good quality
Yeah.
old job site cord that just suited itself. It was just long enough. So we got about 100 feet of old extension cord to wire up almost everything in the van.
How many years have you been using that now?
That's
this
fresh,
one's fresh
yeah.
since August.
Okay,
And it
okay.
was probably a slight upgrade from what we had.
Before, yeah.
So I've seen that exact debate recently on these schoolie pages back and forth as to
Yeah.
whether you can use drop cord, as to whether you can use solid wire versus stranded wire, and the different arguments there. And I heard a recent argument that I will say it kind of makes sense on the solid versus the stranded. They said
Yeah.
that you don't use solid because of metal fatigue, and that it can actually crack and cause a fire hazard there. So that was a new spin on that one that kind of
That's what,
got the gears turning for
I
me.
think that's what kind of kicked us over the fence. If we were on it, we just went with, we wanted to have the stranded wire because we've seen what vibrations can do rolling down the road in this old box.
Right,
You know,
right.
1975 Chevy doesn't ride so good. Even with brand new suspension, it still beats you up.
It's time to tighten up all the screws, you know, it's
Yeah.
inevitable.
We try to build everything with screws so we can come back later and tighten them up, because stuff will flex and twist and expand and contract with the weather.
It's part of the flow.
Part of the seasons. Part of the flow.
Awesome, awesome. We didn't touch on water, and I see a water tank right here. How much water do you have on board?
We've got a little subsystem right here, which is just 5 gallons of fresh and an equal size tank, a gray tank behind it, and strictly just for the hand pump sink. Aside from this little
Okay.
subsystem, we've got a 20-gallon tank under our bed here. It's kind of a flat pack tank. We have some storage room on top of it.
So this is a first for me. I've never seen a hand pump sink. I've only seen 12 volt. What have you got here? Explain this.
So
'cause-
really, this is kind of just the cheap old eBay $20 pump faucet, but it's real similar to what they used to put in the Westies in their little kitchen cabinet. And each pump is about 1 ounce of water, so you become real conscious of what your water use is. If you want to fill a 32-ounce jug, you might be sitting here for 32 pumps or so.
Wow. Okay, that is cool.
A 32-ounce jug.
Yeah. This one being
So how much
64,
water?
you'll sit there for about 1 minute and 8 seconds to fill it.
So we've got 30 on board, 30.
So roughly 30. We keep
5.
another 5-gallon tank here. A lot of this is puppy water. All this stuff gets run through the Berkey filter. We think that's real important. It's a crapshoot on the water quality you might find around. So Berkey gives us some confidence, and it just tastes great, you know.
I think everyone but me has a Berkey. I have a 3-stage water filtration system off of my tank.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Filtration's important.
I don't think it's as good as the Berkey, because I've tasted the Berkey water and it is better.
We agree.
And again, we're not sponsored. We said this in the first video that we talked to these guys. We're just telling you just what's working.
Yeah. We feel like even the dogs preferred it. We had some Berkey water and some other water as an option for them outside, and the dogs seem to like the Berkey water a little better.
Good to know. Good to know. So I see paneling on here. Tell us about your rebuild, and oh man, there's some pretty cool art all around this place. You want to tell us about it?
So we reused a lot that we could. It's probably about our 4th build out on it. This stuff has been used probably twice now, but we like the birch paneling, the real thin birch paneling. We did some mahogany shelving. We like the hardwood, red oak and black walnut. This was kind of a campsite build here for our spice rack, but we really ended up loving it.
It's a pretty cool snake you've got down there in the wire.
Copper wrapping, yeah.
Who did that one?
A friend and myself did it. I was sort of an instruction piece that a good friend of mine, we built together. He built one identical to it or similar. I followed his patterns, and he taught me a lot of really cool wire wrapping skills in a very short time.
Sweet, sweet.
Yeah, it's my crash course wire wrap piece.
I dig it. How tall are you in here?
About just at 6 feet. I see you're just shy of maybe standing up straight.
I'm taller some days than others. Some days I'm right at 6 foot, and some days I'm a little over.
You look like you slept good last night. You're looking nice and tall. Yeah, we just about fit in here. You know, it's important to have a little room.
Yeah.
A little room to breathe.
We've got a lot of space up here that we did not see the first time.
Big cubby. I used to sleep up there when Grandpa took us camping in this van back in the early 80s.
Awesome. Awesome.
We opened up that hall on this last build. It
Yeah,
used to be
made it a
only
little
half
bigger.
of that size.
Ah. Okay.
So it's
So where was it divided in half at? That way?
So it really just was an
Actually,
opening
yeah.
right here. It was still the same cavity, and I would just have to crawl
Oh,
in there.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
opened her up.
Yeah, there used to be a sort of a shelf bunk bed up here that came and folded down. So I'd sleep up there, my brother'd sleep here, and Grandpa would sleep on this bed. And we'd go
Awesome.
fishing, camping.
So if you guys missed it, we'll go ahead and let's just let the Van Fest speak for itself, because it was filmed very good the first time.
Yeah.
Here is the story of this if you missed it.
The time I camped in it was in 1983. I was 6 years old, and I caught my first rainbow trout. And
Such a cool story.
Grandpa showed me how to clean it. We cooked it up on the range inside the van, and it's love this van ever since.
This is why I love this life. So many cool stories, man. So are you living in it full time now?
Living in it full time now. I've had it since 2005. When Grandpa passed away, Grandma insisted I take it, and I gladly took it. I've always loved it. And been full timing since 2014. So
Sweet,
next month will be
sweet.
7 years.
Man, that's
Full-time
impressive.
in the van, and it's about on its third.
Yeah, otherwise you don't have to rip the whole thing out and look down into it.
Man, that is so awesome.
You gotta look at,
So awesome.
look at the site, because all the good stuff is over
So
Very happy home.
give me a tour.
Thanks. Yes, you got it.
Give me and my viewers a tour, because I've been doing nothing but showing my van all day and they're tired of seeing it.
Oh boy.
Pretty simplistic build. Just really, we started out with 2 main boxes here.
Yeah, please
So
do.
it's just a kitchen box we started, made out of plywood, and a bed box. And we got
Okay,
them super strong,
okay.
super square. Started cutting some holes, putting in wires and batteries and whatnot. The bed folds out and comes up right to here, so it makes it
Okay.
even with the countertop.
Yeah.
And the dogs live underneath. We've got plenty of juice for our TV and electronics.
What kind of toilet is
Single
this?
toilet.
Yeah,
It's-
strip RV toilet.
Yeah, this is what we use for flusher. So it's not hooked up to water at all. It's just a quick little bowl rinse and we're good.
Very
And it
cool.
flushes down into a pipe tank. So
Very
it's just
simple.
about a gallon pipe tank that we empty when we can, and
Awesome.
For the midnight peas, you don't
I like
have to get out
the
of the van.
I like the magnetic
Love the
here.
magnets. This stuff actually stays, and we do a lot of forest roads, a lot of crazy bumpy roads.
Even the
and
lighters just
they
touching like
actually
that.
stay. Believe it or not, these things will not fall down.
That is so cool.
So we couldn't get enough of these. We would love some more. So I think it's Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yes.
Definitely
Okay.
no affiliation whatsoever.
Well, yeah, I mean, most of us.
I
So,
don't recommend you shop at any big box stores, but if you need some magnets, they might have them.
so I will say, most of us who actually live this van life, we're not sponsored. We don't get shit for free. We actually have to buy this stuff.
Yes.
We don't just get it given to us. So if you hear us plug someone like Bed Bath & Beyond, we're not plugging them. We are actually buying a product that worked. So,
Absolutely.
little tidbit for you YouTubers out there.
But that's the gist of it. We actually got the tiny little dorm fridge. That's a lot of
Okay.
people ask about it. It's a AC fridge, runs off of the inverter, 2.7 cubic feet. So as small as it is, we never have any issues. We've got plenty of power.
What
to
kind
run
of amperage does it use? Do you know?
it. You know, I think it uses like 0.5 amps at 120 volts, so it's maybe 5 amps at 12 volts.
Okay.
Plus a little loss in the inverter. You know, I'm not.
No, that's not bad at all.
I'm not
I've got
the most
an
knowledgeable
AC.
about it.
I've got an AC mini split, or not a mini split. Why can I not talk? An AC mini fridge.
Yeah.
Full on freezer in it, and
freezer,
yeah, it pulls somewhere around 10 amps whenever
10
it's
amps.
running. So,
Yeah.
a lot of power.
So it takes a lot.
I wish I'd known that DC existed whenever I bought it. I
Yeah.
didn't know that it existed, so I bought an AC fridge.
We've had so much luck with it, and you know the price point is there. There's no question about it.
Is this mounted?
It's not mounted. That can go outside, inside.
Okay,
We've got
okay.
a 10-foot hose on it, so it can reach about
Sweet.
anywhere.
And you've got a deck back here that you can easily put it on.
a little pallet wood deck. It's just the standard cargo carrier that everyone else has got, but you just flip it upside down and screw some deck boards on it.
Oh, no way. Yeah.
You can take that out, flip it back over, it's still the cargo carrier it always was.
That is awesome, man. That is some ingenuity right there.
You can hop on here with the sprayer, take a little shower if you need.
So cool.
Dishes, flush toilets with it. This is probably our best piece of equipment right there. Probably our favorite.
I dig it. I dig it,
You
man.
spray the dogs down with it and keep them cool. It's just, there's no replacement for that little guy. We love him.
Almost 7 years full time, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, almost 7 years.
2014.
That is so
Did a lot
badass.
of part-timing in it before that, and it did some double duty as a band van in Golden, Colorado for a while. We
Okay.
used to load all the drums and amps and guitars.
So
in
where are
here.
you mostly
Do
based
some
out of?
gigs. Now we are full, just basically wherever we're wandering.
Same with me.
So I
Same
haven't
with
been
me.
able to be in a band anymore, so I just bring a guitar and I've been learning some chords and still do a little music, just not the kind I used to do. But
There you
it's a good trade-off. There's pros and cons to it, you know.
So yeah, I'm in the stickered up one.
Yay! Oh, we've been admiring it too. Even the last few days before we got here, we'd seen the rig around.
Yeah, I'm not incognito
Not
at
afraid
all.
of going slow.
No.
We love it. We love the sign too. You know.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
thinking of something similar like that. Maybe
I saw it on Facebook.
please pass carefully or something like that.
So I saw it on Facebook. There was a guy took a camper and there was a cardboard sign on the back of it that said almost the exact same words other than the FedEx part. So I copied it. I'm not gonna lie, I'll give him credit. It came from Facebook.
Yeah.
But no, I get a lot of comments on the go around. It's 15 years old and shaped like a freaking brick. In all that Van Fest commotion, we forgot to film this on the exterior. Show us your cleats.
love our rope cleats for tying off anything from
Shade cloth.
shade cloth, clothesline, you know, anything.
Yeah.
Just hanging your wet swimsuit up there, drying laundry, tying up a dog,
Could strap something on the top if we
strapping
needed
stuff
to.
on top, on the side.
Awesome.
You know,
Yep.
make it real easy to strap a kayak up on here, just loop a little loop
Exactly.
and tether it on real easy.
Sweet.
Yeah. And Thelma's a big boat, so we like the boat land yacht style of shit.
There you go. There you go. So the story of the puppies, they did not get seen the first time we talked to Dave and Nikki, and I got to hear the story on the coast when we ran into them, but let's let them tell the story of the pups.
Well, yeah, so being the road bums that we are, we were down in Baja, Mexico, Cia Cortez side. Nice little free campsite called Playa Juncalito. And we pulled up and parked and realized pretty quick that these two scrawny, starving little pups were living in the bush right behind our van at Playa Juncalito. So we felt so bad, our bleeding hearts felt so bad for them. We put out some fresh water and food and bacon grease, tortillas, eggs, raw eggs.
And Dave would just sit out on a mat and just sunbathe. And Lito would come up and sniff him, and I was recording video in the van, so I've got like our first home videos as a family.
Yeah, skinny little puppies.
Yeah, skinny little puppies, dirty, sniffing Dave, giving him kisses on the face, and
drinking and eating a little bit. Yeah, we ended up staying at that beach for a week, and by the time we left, the puppies were ready to just hop in with us. We'd made friends pretty good, and we're having meals together and stuff. So being we found them at Playa Juncalito, we ended up with this pretty girl here by the name of Junca, and this fluffy boy is Lito.
Awesome.
Junca
Awesome.
and Lito de la Playa Juncalito.
So most of the animals that I have met on the road have a cool story of how they found their owners. The very first one being Corey from the caving episode, you know, this nut.
I'm knocking, but you can't come in.
That puppy that was sitting right there in his lap with him, he was camped out one morning and just kept hearing this noise up under his van or around his van, and woke up in a panic thinking someone was trying to break in. Come to find out it was this puppy, and she jumped up in, climbed in his bed. They've been buddies ever since.
Wow.
I've heard so many good stories of it. So that being said, if you're living on the road, let your animal find you, because there's too many good stories like this.
they will adopt you.
They adopted us. We ended up rebuilding the whole interior of the van to accommodate these pups. They basically get the whole space under the bed. We call it La Cueva. It's the puppy cave, and we get what's left. And we're
That's
happy
awesome.
about it.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
So Dave is a veteran nomad. How many years have you been on the road? What all has changed?
Almost 7 years now. 2014 I've been full-time. I've had the van since 05 and been part-time since then, and I've had traveling in my blood, being a lifelong land surveyor. So I love to get out and see things and see new things and look at things from a different angle and from a different viewpoint, and just been trying to embrace that. Once I got Grandpa's van back in 05, I knew that as I was driving it home right before it broke down for the first time, that I'd live in it someday. I just knew it. You know, I had so much love for this van, and my grandpa did too. He put probably 400 and something thousand on the van itself. It's on its second engine, second transmission, but it's got to have about 660,000 on the chassis, well over 500,000 miles. We're proud to put about 260,000 of that on it. So we've seen the odometer roll over a few times. We're anxious to get there again. Only about 38,000 to go, something like that.
Sweet, sweet. So what kind of stuff have you seen change for nomads?
Gosh, that's a great question. Just even in the last few years, you know, I think we've all seen a pretty good explosion of people embracing the kind of lifestyle of being able to be nomadic, or working remotely, or even just moving from a corporate office into a home office. You know, just sort of the downshifting mentality of you know, maybe I don't need to be in this rat race. Maybe a pit stop would be good, you know, even just to slow it down a bit. We've kind of taken it full bore. It's more our style, all or nothing type of thing. So we think it's just great for us. We do see a lot more people out on the road. you can't blame anybody for getting out there and loving this life. The main thing that I'd want to stress is just to respect some of the land that's out here a little more. I'd love to just give the earth a hug on behalf of some of these people out here that are littering and tearing up the public lands and getting stuff closed off, and us being partly responsible for being some of the crowds. Always try to leave a place better than you found it. That's gonna probably make or break it for us, is if we can show huge respect for Mother Earth. We know we like to keep our footprint small, so let's keep our impact small and embrace all these beautiful people out here on their own, journey of improvement.
Dogs were just begging to go out, so we had to let them out.
Dogs included. Yeah.
They're out here playing now. But yeah, I've tried to show this a few times in the channel where we pick up trash. I don't want a pat on the back every time we do it. I'm just showing that we do actually go around and pick up trash. Like, we had a scenario that was not filmed whenever I filmed the Wonder Box walkthrough and Vanna White's walkthrough, that area in Leadville there that we were parked in. The property owner pulled up, and we weren't doing it for any kind of gratification, but when we got there, we picked up 4 or 5 bags of trash. And the property owner was very stoked to see all those bags of trash whenever he pulled up. He said, "Did you guys pick that up?" "Sure did." "You're cool, you're welcome to stay here." If you're living this life, please, please, please pick up after yourself. Clean up everything. Don't dump your waste in a terrible area. Don't shit in the bushes at Walmart. That's getting us in trouble.
Yeah.
It's getting us
Crazy
in
things,
trouble.
Crazy things, tanks
Silliness.
dumping, silliness like that. Just a little more mindfulness, and we can all flourish and prosper at this. I know it can happen. And yeah, nothing but love to people in the vans, the buses, the bread trucks, the schoolies, all of it.
Everybody.
We respect it all. The home-built campers, the teardrops, the car campers. Some of the coolest people who take some time to get to know your fellow nomads. You might meet some real magical people. It's happening to us
Absolutely.
all the time. It can be overwhelming at times, even that you kindred souls. We've got
Some of my greatest relationships came out of a Walmart parking lot. We've got the whole memes, people of Walmart, but some of my greatest friends have came from Walmart. Denise, the one that you've seen all over this channel. This nut.
Depart 3 minutes ago, but Christopher here has to get footage. Me and Victoria are ready, and Annette's not ready because they were doing TRX in the bus.
Met her in a Walmart parking lot. And that was one of the greatest relationships I've made. She is actually responsible for me meeting these guys. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have been at VanFest. So,
little
Yeah.
things. Don't be afraid to follow your heart. Don't let your mind take you too many places. Go with the heart. Let it lead with the love. And amazing, magical things can happen.
Endless possibilities.
yeah, like we just found this in a Walmart parking lot.
Sometimes you just need a little reminder.
A reminder.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, I think we have. I think we've addressed about everything that we need to cover in this one. It's getting kind of lengthy, so to sum it up, let's say goodbye to Dave and Nikki, and we'll see you later on the road.
Thanks again, Chris. Thanks for revisiting with us. Hope everybody enjoys, and we look forward to seeing you all on the road.
We love you.
Awesome.